After spending the last few weeks deep in research and crafting theory-based videos, I'm feeling pretty exhausted. I need a little break, so this time we're going to take a trip down memory lane with the Fate series. From the title, you already know this isn't your usual nostalgic stroll. I'm here to remind you of the most bizarre and mind-blowing moments that made us all go,
"What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?"
It's those kinds of moments that make you pause, slowly turn your head, and raise an eyebrow in sheer bewilderment. Of course, I might miss some iconic moments, so feel free to drop them in the comments for a lively discussion. The first top moment that made me tilt my head was when Ishtar lost the Gugalanna. The heroes need 3 days to prep for an attack on Uruk, but Tiamat is predicted to show up in 2 days, so they need to stall for 1 more day. They decide to use the Bull of Heaven Gugalanna, but then Ishtar awkwardly reveals she somehow lost it. And you guys know what happened next. Gilgamesh got mad, Ishtar got labeled as a worthless goddess, and memes exploded everywhere. But the real mind-bending part of this whole bizarre moment is the actual reason behind Gugalanna's disappearance. At first, I thought the whole Gugalanna disappearance was just a plot device. But then I heard rumors flying around that Ishtar didn't actually lose Gugalanna. Her alternate self, Philia, yanked Gugalanna out of the singularity straight into the fate-strange fake world to duke it out with Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Now that was one of the weirdest plot twists I've ever heard. I mean, how can your pet get taken by an alternate version of yourself from a different anime that's not even connected to your own world? For me, that's my first what the hell moment in this video. Since we're talking about Gilgamesh and Ishtar, another weird and absurd moment from Fate comes to mind. This time, it's from Fate Zero. It's when Iskandar said he wanted to fight Bill Clinton. That came out of nowhere, and I had to rewind a few minutes just to make sure I heard him right and check who was on Waver's TV screen. And he was dead serious about it. We don't know what kind of match he wanted to have with Bill Clinton, but imagining a 1v1 boxing match sounds hilariously absurd. Oh, speaking of the cast in Fate Zero, I was totally floored when Kiara showed up out of nowhere at the start of the Lost Belts. We know how twisted he is, so I knew Chaldea was about to get absolutely wrecked the moment he appeared. And the weird and absurd moment? Come on, we all know which one. There was that time Kiara chased the Shadow Border with a rocket launcher. A priest, dressed to the nines, carrying a rocket launcher, sprinting at full speed and firing it. A priest. The thought of someone acting like this is already ridiculous. When you realize it's Kiara, it just gets even weirder. Another what the hell moment that's forever etched in my brain was when we fought the goddess Rongaminiad, and it was revealed that Bedivere was actually human. In the anime adaptation, you can see how shocked everyone was upon hearing this truth. Even Fujimaru was taken aback, standing behind Bedivere while holding a piece of stone from Bedivere's dying body. Honestly, we all thought Bedivere was just another heroic spirit, like the other knights and servants in Camelot. How shocked were we to find out he was actually alive all along, thanks to Excalibur, which turned out to be his right arm. There's another hilariously absurd moment that always cracks me up. Remember when Gordolf was talking to Canis one-on-one and he offered her a croissant as a negotiating piece? Just picture it. Canis is still serving Wodame, and Gordolf is trying to get her to aid Chaldea. She was so amazed by the sheer audacity of a man trying to buy off an openly murderous divine spirit with a basic pastry that she laughed about it for quite a while. And the best part? She actually took it. The weird moments in Fate just keep coming. For those of you who've made it through Lost Belt 6, you know how intense and long the story is. But there's one moment that felt so out of place and absurd to me. It's when Artoria Castor and Knocknaray decide to settle who will be in charge between them with the traditional Edinburgh competition the Valentine Map Match, a chocolate-making competition. The whole chocolate-making event felt like filler randomly thrown into the main story. The narration even feels the need to pause to add a footnote saying there is no such tradition in Edinburgh. And if that's not weird enough, the judge of the Valentine Map Match is Devil Karen. Yep, Devil Karen just pops up out of nowhere, and there's absolutely no explanation for what she's doing there. And the bizarre moments keep rolling in. This one comes from the Summer 2 event, where Gorgon appears as an inmate, and confirms that, true to myth, Maeve's weakness is cheese. We might know from history that cheese was Maeve's downfall, but the way Gorgon delivers this information is a major what-the-hell moment. Imagine a giant half-snake woman saying, "Cheese, her weakness, is projectile cheese," in a serious tone. Absolute gold. After getting historical confirmation from MASH, Moriarty, Tesla, Edison, and Babbage plan to get Enkidu's help to map out the prison dimensions so they can assassinate Maeve while she's showering by catapulting a piece of cheese at her through her window. But when they actually try this, Maeve just straight up kicks the cheese away because she's developed a spider sense for nearby cheese. The best part? They actually made CG of Maeve's silhouette showering and roundhouse kicking the cheese. Everyone is either in shock, exasperated, or begrudgingly impressed by the skill of that kick. Want more? Okay, let's talk about Kiara. Her entire existence always leaves me in utter disbelief. From her background, which is, let's just say, unconventional. She was raised in a Buddhist cult that practiced rampant sex. Her motivations? Her Buddhist sect believes in sex as a way to attain enlightenment. And good lord, just listen to her lines in battle. Her reaction to getting damaged is to giggle erotically, and she shouts for more if she gets hit by a noble phantasm. And let's not forget her NP animation. Her noble phantasm has her drawing people into a yonic-shaped portal, which ends up over her belly, or womb. And she's clearly enjoying being more than just the center of the solar system. Another weird moment comes from one of the events called All Statement, where Siegfried tries to shill Fate Apocrypha on Netflix. It made me stop and give a very quiet "what" as I reread what I just saw. Yeah, it was just a mental image from Siegfried, but it still made everyone pause and think, why? Alright, here's the final weird and absurd top moment in this video. The crown goes to the revelation about Lost Belt 6. When Merlin revealed that Lost Belt 6 happened because 6 fairies didn't forge Excalibur due to slacking off, leading Sephir to reduce the planet to an endless ocean, I just went, what? I had to take a few minutes to process the sheer absurdity of it. Originally, we thought the deviation was when Castoria decided not to pull the Caliburn sword. Then we thought it was Morgan ray-shifting back and changing the course of British history. But nope, it turns out the deviation started from the very beginning of civilization, where 6 lazy fairies didn't do their job. Just goes to show how procrastination can mess up everything. That's it for now. If you enjoyed this trip down the rabbit hole of Fate's moments, make sure to subscribe so I can keep bringing you even more epic, horror, or hilarious content.